Okay, go for it, Tom.
All right, so like we talked about yesterday, first of all, did anybody have any questions about triage or anything that they learned yesterday? Anything come up thinking about it last night? No, pretty straightforward, right? All right, so today is a day in the life of a dispatcher. And I found this video and it does a really good job of following, I don't know, can you guys see the YouTube thing on the screen? Yeah, okay. So it follows her through her day. Where she's from, Denver, they actually work 24-hour shifts as dispatchers, which I think is crazy. But they do get like, she'll explain that they get sleep time. They take the late shift or the early shift. She'll explain all that. But dispatchers are the ones that you call when you call 911. These are the people that you're talking to. So you can see that they have all sorts of information coming in. They have, all those computer screens that she'll talk about, but they get information from all over the place. Her headset, the computer screens. So they have to.
They're doing what a 911 operator does today.
Yes. So what they're doing is they're collecting all that information, and then they are passing that information out to the police department. And you'll see that when she takes a couple calls during this video, and they can they show her talking to the camera and then talking to people at the same time, and they collect all the information. They assure them, because they do have to ask a lot of questions to prioritize the call, and they're getting all that information for the ambulance crews, the fire crews, the police, so that we're better prepared when we arrive on scene. And it's not just because they're bored and they want to ask you questions, the questions that have to be asked. So and then they pass the information out, and she repeats that in her when she's collecting the information. I've already got the ambulance coming, or I've got the fire trucks coming. I just need more information. So I will go ahead and start this. Hopefully it works. I'm taking the internet off my phone today.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is a day in the life of a 911 dispatcher.
Fire, what is the advocacy? Reporting planes coming from the road. LPDs are arriving on scene. Fire the stairwells were blocked. Two-story multi-family
It seems like we're having some technical issue there, at least on my end here.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
You can't hear it. You can't hear it.
Our shift changes at 7. I typically like to get to work about 6:30 because I want to get myself settled, get my bags in here, maybe get a cup of coffee.
You can't hear it?
It keeps cutting out.
I wonder if it's because of my internet connection. Like I said, I'm taking it from my phone. MJ, if you got a stronger connection.
Yeah. Hold on a minute.
We have we have the UW network set up here. I'm at my wife's office today.
Oh, okay.
We have the UW free stuff set up, but I'm not able to log into that for some reason. So she's going to look into that for me. So I was taking the internet off my phone. Maybe it's not keeping up.
Okay, hold on a minute. I gotta figure it out. Oh, I can't. Shoot. Let me see here.
Here, I'll get out of it. If you share your screen and then go to your email, I emailed the link to you.
Okay.
For the YouTube video.
All right. Hold on 1 minute.
Sorry, everybody.
I think I'd find it faster through YouTube. What's the name of it? A Day in the Life of a Dispatcher?
Yes.
Okay, found it.
What we really need is for one of you guys to run the
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is a day in the life of a 911 dispatcher.
Whoops. All right. So is everyone able to see my screen?
No.
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 Okay, hold on a minute.
I don't see it.
Okay, hold on a minute. All right, now can you see it?
There it is. Yep.
Okay. Oops. For some reason, the video kept going.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is a day in the life of a 911 dispatcher.
Fire, what is the address of the emergency? What's on fire? Calls reporting flames coming from the roof. LPD's arriving on scene, stating fire in the stairwells as well. Callers, flames seen coming out of the unit. Hustle break.
Whoa.
Way up in there, she's not seen. Right, medium sized, two-story multi-family with smoke and flame showing. Alpha side, we assume command. We're in the offensive strategy. We did an extension to the second floor. Headed to the third. Let's go ahead and start a second alarm.
Our shift changes at 7. I typically like to get to work about 6:30 because I want to get myself settled, get my bags in here, maybe get a cup of coffee, and then I try to take over for the person who's coming off shift between 6:45 and 6:50. Depending on where I'm sitting at that day, it's going to be phones, maybe it's radios, maybe it's SSM. Between the two of us, as I relieve that person, and they're going to go home for the morning, and I'm going to take over, we'll do a quick pass on. I was relieving Lou, so she was just kind of filling me in on if there was any operations channels out or anything like that. As a shift, before everyone leaves from the off-going shift, we'll do a pass on for the whole group where we kind of explain either the calls that happened the day before, were there any big calls, large calls, anything like that, or just how the day went and if there's anything to pass on. And then the off-going shift will go home for the day and we get settled in and start going.
All right, good morning, family. All right, 125 calls. We had almost 8-hour gas leak in Castle Pines. 8742 Lucen Boulevard, there's a huge sprinkler system supply line that broke under the building. So they have no sprinklers right now. Amanda's out sick. We called, checked on her. She has no needs. Everyone know the short code for the EIDS? Did that just slash? Okay. The stat got pulled yesterday that we had 885 cardiac arrest dispatch last year. So, anybody else got anything? CJ, Chris? Nope. Good. Okay. Have a good day.
So I've actually been a dispatcher for about 7.5 years now. Dispatching is hard to describe, I guess, for some people that might not know the phone calls and doing the radio traffic and things like that. Everyone always thinks, oh, it must be really hard. And yeah, you definitely have really hard days. Sometimes it's just crazy phones all day long, or you just get those really tough phone calls. But actually, you have really great days too. And here at South Metro and in Metcom, the environment, the dispatch environment itself is so different than where I've been before in other agencies that it makes it really easy to really enjoy coming to work and doing the job. Yeah, you got long hours. We're here for 24 hours in our shift, but the day goes by really fast when you're with a good group and the team works really well together. And even on the crazy days where it's just call after call after call, it goes really quickly. It seems like next thing you know, it's 5 o'clock and you're like, hey, it's either bedtime for me or you guys are going to bed. And you know, it's amazing how fast the days can go by even when you're really busy because it is such a great environment. Your heart starts to race when those phone calls drop and it's a really tough call or you're starting CPR or something like that. So it's a lot of up and downs throughout your shift. You can get your heart rate up and get your adrenaline going really fast.
Can you tell me exactly what happened?
Yes, my husband is sick with the flu, and he woke up this morning and tried to go to to the bathroom and he fell. All right. And just to confirm, is he awake? Yes, he's awake. And is he breathing? Yes, he's breathing. Is he completely alert? All right. Is he bleeding or vomiting blood? No. And does he have any pain? Does he have any pain, honey? No. All right. I'm going to ask just a couple more quick questions. Again, my partner already has him on the way. Has he traveled in the last 21 days? No. Right? Has he had contact with a person who's traveled in the last 21 days? No. And has he had contact with someone with flu or flu-like symptoms? Yes. If he becomes less awake and vomits, quickly turn him on his side. And then before the responders arrive, if we could please put away any pets, gather his medications, unlock the door. If he gets worse in any way, call us back immediately for further instructions, okay?
So this is what our typical console looks like. We can perform any task from any console. We do typically sit at certain consoles for position, just for the ease of formality, I guess. This is typically the TAC rule position where we're sitting today, but again, I can perform any task at this console that I want. We'll just kind of run through it real quick. So this is the Centennial Airport alerting. So when they have air alert 1s, 2s, and 3s, we get the notification here, and then we'll build our call and go forth as necessary. Yeah, so the tower will send out an alert if they've got like an error 1 alert or an error alert 2. It will come up here. It'll tell us the type, error alert 1, error alert 2. Typically they'll also put in the issue, landing gear or fuel issue or something like that, and it'll give us the runway. This is my phone system. I have a mapping system with my phone as well as the phone system itself. I get all my incoming lines here, all my transfers, 911 transfers, police agencies, other fire agencies. We can do the text to 911. So depending on what type of call it is, it'll either drop in as a 911 here. That's got its own ringtone. Admins, crew lines, fire alarm calls all come in on this box, and it'll say admin, crew, or fire. So we know if it's an alarm company calling in a fire alarm or a medical alarm. If it's someone on the crew calling with some questions or just some updates, maybe it's a call recap or giving us some information on a patient. I do have my little keypad that goes with my phone system. It's got some speed dials built in as well, IREA, Excel Electric, Excel Gas, Denver Water, Castle Pines, State, Greenwood, Lone Tree, Parker, Littleton. So we do have some speed dials kind of built in. There's Centair. We can use those. I would say the majority of us use this as much as we can. This is where I'm going to answer my phone, put my phone on hold, release my phone, dial if I need to make an outside number, call an RP back. With most stuff, there's multiple ways to do things. My map will drop in, but only for 911 calls. So I'm only going to get mapping on my 911s with my anti-alleys, and then that then correlates into my CAD system. So when I get a 911 call, it'll map it here, drop it into my CAD, and then my CAD map should map it the same way so I can verify that they both look the same. Like, yep, that looks like that. Looks like my address is good or my location is good. And then again, yep, this is our CAD map. So everyone can kind of set up their CAD a little different as how they want to look, how they want it to look for their login. This is sort of what I've settled on. I've got my regular CAD map here that has all the tracking, shows all the units, shows my calls. And then this is the pictometry map that's going to be showing me the buildings from a slightly different angle, not straight overhead as an aerial. And pictometry can be pretty helpful. This is usually what we'll go to if we need to find access off of trails or something like that. As for my CAD system itself, this is the bulk of where I do most of my work down here as far as processing calls, checking my units. This is our notifications box. So if we get swap recommendations and things like that, a little notification will pop up here. If it's thinking units are closer and they need to be swapped on calls. If there's words that are dumped, and sometimes on the CAD to CAD calls with law, they may put in some notes that have some priority type wording, like weapons type notes or drugs or something like that. Then you get little notes and messages here. This is going to be my pending queue. So when we get a new call that drops, either from one of the call takers putting it into the CAD system or possibly on a CAD to CAD push from law agencies, they'll pop up here for me first. And then I can click on it here, open up the call and assign the units. And then this box here is going to be where all my active calls are. So these are the calls that still have units assigned to them. And for me, this is where my units live. So these are all my medic units that I have either available or actively on a call or still working a call. This is going to be all my suppression units, my battalion chiefs, my safeties. They're all going to be in this box. For me, it just worked better to kind of keep them separated out. And then this is all my out of service. So over here, I've got my admin style computers. This is where I get my emails. I've got access to Google and things like that if we need to. So I keep my EM resources up here. That's going to be like all the hospitals in the area. If they've got any kind of psych advisories, ER diverts, things like that. That's where I get that information. So here I would get to my weather application as well. So that's where I can pretty much see the whole metro area. There's different weather stations throughout and some along I-70 for the eastern departments that we dispatch for. I could listen to any one of these radios channels. The ones that are green highlighted with the white background are the ones that I've got coming through my headset. So those are the ones that I have in my ear at all times. And then the blue ones are going to come out of my speakers. So this one is specifically for MetroNet. This, the unselect, is every other blue channel that I don't have highlighted in green and white. And then this would be my West Douglas stations. If I didn't have them selected in my ear, then they would come out specifically this speaker. And we kind of broke up the speakers in such a way that, you know, again, we can set up our desks what works best for us as we're the dispatcher sitting at the console. So if I want to keep my West Douglas here, you know, turn my unselect down. I've got my selected channels here. So when I'm on the phone, let's grab that 911. South Metro Fire Rescue, what's the address of your emergency? Your Mountain Vista High School, what's the telephone number that you're calling from? All right, tell me exactly what happened.
I have a young man that fell about 50 yards away that his consciousness, his color just went out. We gave him some water.
Okay.
He's passed out 2 or 3 times.
What is your first name, sir? Are you with the patient now?
I am. We got people here right now. We got a school nurse. But he just disclosed here.
All right. How old is he? 15? Just to confirm, is he awake?
He is right now.
Is he breathing? We're getting pretty close. We're about to turn off the Wildcat. All right, looks like they're getting into the main parking lot now. How's his color? Did his color get a little better? Looks like they might be going around to that west parking lot. The gym. So just let me know when they've gotten into the gym with you guys. Tell me exactly what happened.
I had guys digging for area drains and get a 1.5 or 2 inch gas line.
Okay, and is it blowing?
A little bit. It's not blowing a whole lot, but you can smell gas. I've evacuated the immediate area, but I have other guys on the far end of the project who probably won't be affected.
Okay, and is the whole block construction at this point? All right, I've got it in. Just know, again, we do have units headed your way. All right, so listen carefully. Are you right by her now?
Yes.
All right, so listen carefully. We want to lay her flat on her back on the floor and remove any pillows.
Okay, that's going to be very difficult, but I'm going to do it. I need to put you on speaker.
That's fine. That'd be perfect. Put me on speaker. If she's on the bed, you can grab sheets. So let's do this. Let's get her flat on her back. Make sure she's flat on her back. It can be on the bed if that's where she's at. Perfect. Now place your hand on her forehead, your other hand under the neck, then tilt the head back and put your ear next to her mouth.
And I want you to say now, every single time she takes a breath in, starting immediately.
Yeah, she took one. Now.
Okay. We're kind of counting the rate of breath, so let me know when she takes another one. Has she taken a breath yet?
No.
Okay, we're gonna change what we're doing then. So again, let's try and get her onto the floor.
Yeah, she's on the floor.
Perfect. So listen carefully. I'm going to tell you how to do chest compressions. Right? So place the heel of your hand on the breastbone in the center of the chest, right between the nipples. Put your other hand on top of that. You understand me so far? So then I want you to say now every single time she takes a breath in. Okay, so let's just keep an eye on her. Keep her flat on her back with her head tilted back. All right, turn her gently on her side. Let her go ahead and puke all the way. And then once she's done with that, we'll clean out her mouth and nose, okay? So when I get a call dropped in on my 911, I only have 45 seconds to get that call shipped over. We call it shipped over or sent to the queue so that the systems management person can assign units to it. And they only have 15 seconds to assign units to the call. So that's really a minute. Within a minute, someone is already getting toned out. The crews are getting their stuff on and they're getting in their rig to roll out to you while the rest of the questions are getting asked. We like to do crew lunches on our weekends. So when we're here on shift, either on a Saturday or a Sunday, especially in the summertime, we love to barbecue. And then, yeah, we got this really cool setup out here. This is our summertime jam. So we got Chris working the grill. Ooh, jalapeno poppers. That'll be delicious. Got some chicken.
Today we're having tacos for lunch. Cooking for the shift. My last shift on C shift today, so it was a parting gift. Thought I'd make them all lunch. We're definitely a little more family-like, cooked together just like a firehouse.
That's very true.
So, I mean, I don't know how many comm centers in the Denver metro area can come out here and grill, but it's a beautiful day and we're out here grilling.
Yeah, in the kitchen and check out our kitchen. So it's like similar to a firehouse, right? So this is our C shift kitchen. This is our C shift fridge. We have our own shift fridge. Everyone's got their packed. It's like well, there's 6 of us on shift, 7 now with the new Jennifer. So 7 of us share this one fridge and freezer. Our freezer's really full. So there's no lack of food here. Everyone has carved out a little space. Like here's mine. This is a bit community area. Amanda, new Jennifer, other Jennifer, Chris. So everyone's got a little space plus doors and stuff for kind of community. And then we all have our own cupboards, like a little dry storage space. So like here's my dry storage space. Keep my coffee cups in there. Chris was grilling for us and then he diced up all the meat. So I'll come in here and I'll prep the limes and the tomatoes and things like that. We're gonna put our hot corn in on top of our tortilla cheese. Sprinkle little jalapenos in there. You can use sour cream, but I'm actually gonna use some Greek yogurt. It's pretty tasty. Right. Let's go tell the crew it's ready. Shift is from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. and we break throughout the day depending on if you're going to have early sleep. Early sleeps from 5:30 p.m. to midnight for those late sleepers because we're going to be up until midnight and then sleep from midnight to 6:30 a.m. So you want your break much later in the day, kind of break it up because you're going to be up for another 6 hours after everyone else goes down or the early sleepers go down. I'm going to head into the sleep rooms here. I'm going to make my bed for the night. I got late sleep. But we usually like make our beds a little early just so that when it is time to go down to bed, you can get in bed as quickly as possible. So we got 4 sleep rooms set up, 2 beds in each room. This is typically going to be the supervisor's room. So this is the room I typically sleep in. This is 3. So I'm going to make my bed. This is my locker, my fancy bed sheets. This is pretty cool. We're doing some VR studies for dispatch, trying to help with stress reduction, better sleep, and things like that. So I've got a VR headset in here. This is some new technology that South Metro is working with the Mental Health Institute on seeing. It's like a new study. They're trying to see if there's ways to help with stress reduction, reduction of PTSD, things like that in the dispatch environment because of the way that the job is. So if I ever felt like I needed to, I could come down here in my sleep room and I could go through a guided meditation on the VR headset. It's really awesome. It can be really relaxing.
Rush response.
So we actually have first in our sleep rooms, just like the firehouses do. So if we need to get woken up in the middle of our sleep time, and that could happen again, either in early sleep between 5:30 p.m. and midnight, or late sleep when you're midnight to 6:30 a.m. They can tone individual rooms. And again, once we hear that tone, we have 90 seconds to get back into dispatch on the floor and be ready to go. And they'll tone us out when they've got a big incident, structure fires, if a brush fire broke out, they need people on the floor, inundated in phone calls, could be really anything. So at South Metro, we have the added advantage, especially us in Metcom, to be right down the hall from this amazing workout facility. It's actually right next to our wellness department. So if you guys, anybody needs physical therapy or just training tips or anything like that, wellness is right next door. But we have access to this gym 24 hours, really. I prefer brighter, hence why I put my light on. After hours, like once it gets dark and stuff, it feels like night. I prefer it a little brighter, but a lot of people like it darker. So I use my light. Because we do so much at our desks and work at our desks, most comm centers, but definitely here at South Metro, we have very ergonomic desks to help us with that, being comfortable at our desk. I can raise it up if I want. I'll show you what it looks like when you raise. Whatever height is best. I can bring it all the way up and I can stand up if I want to stand up during my shift. I can drop it really low. So it's really designed, and the back goes up as well. So if I want my computer screens higher, or if I'm like having some issues with my neck or something like that, I can drop my screens down a lot lower, so I'm not sitting up and viewing it like that. So these are amazing. The desks are awesome. We've got some heaters underneath our desks because we have to have air on in the comm center pretty much all the time because of all the computers and hardware that's in the room itself. So it can get pretty cold in here. So having heaters underneath to help be comfortable. And then our chairs are actually 24-hour rated chairs. So these are designed specifically for dispatch and things like that, since someone's going to be in the chair presumably 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year in and year out. So you've got these really fantastic chairs. They've got lumbar support. We can pump up, pump down if we need. So when I'm coming through my notes on an MVA, I'm going to try and get as much information as I can, but also need to deliver it quickly and concisely to the crew. I don't want to be on the radio for a long time, but they do need to know some information. So in this one, there's a lot of notes already through PD, but what I can see so far is it's going to be 2 vehicles in the intersection. I do have a party complaining of neck and head pain. So I changed it from an unknown injury accident to an injury accident because I do have a patient complaining. And it looks like they're getting close. So I'm going to go ahead and give them their information now. Here's your Metcom. First off, in the medic, 2 vehicles in the intersection. We do have one party complaining of head and neck pain, and PD is out. So we're giving them the information on 1831. For me, I really enjoyed dispatch. It really has given me something that I felt like I was missing before I found dispatch. And so I enjoy almost every aspect of my job. Engine 41, Metcom. So yourself and your medic going on a 2 vehicle NVA Honda CRV versus a truck. We do have one party complaining of whiplash, ETOH possibly involved, and we got Parker PD en route. So it's about 15 after 7, midway through our 24-hour shift. I'm obviously sleeping late, like we talked about earlier, and got quite a few calls on the boards. Probably going to be like this for the rest of the evening, off and on. Get spurts, calls coming in, calls going out, and you just keep cranking them out throughout the day. So tends to slow down just a little bit in dispatch. It gets a little bit more relaxed after 5 p.m. And that's nice. We can chill out a little bit with our crews. We get a little smaller. But I definitely appreciate you coming in and hanging out with me today. This is what it's been like. If you ever want to know what it's like as a dispatcher, we got lots of screens, lots of sounds, lots of radio channels, but it's a pretty awesome job. I'm glad you got to see it with me.
Okay.
So an interesting story.
Yeah.
Tom doesn't know this, but the building where South Metro Dispatch is at, I used to work right down the hall from them, and spent about 3 years of my life down the hall from them. And now the old department that I was fire chief at is now part of South Metro. My old department doesn't exist anymore. They were consolidated into South Metro. So it's now one of the largest fire departments in the state. Just an interesting aside.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have, oh, am I muted or not?
We're
Do you
seeing
guys have,
streaming.
anyone have any comments or anything?
Does that look like an interesting job? Yeah.
Like I was saying before, there's a lot of information coming at you through your headsets, through all the computer screens. And like I said, they ask a lot of questions, but those questions help the emergency responders when we're going on calls. It better prepares us for when we get there. We can be paged out for something because they do it very quickly before they get all the information. The reason why we might be going to the calls because someone was I don't know, someone has a head injury, and then through the asking of the questions through the comm center, we find out it was a domestic abuse, and there's people that are on scene that don't want us coming, and so we have to stage and keep ourselves safe, and so there's a lot of things that they get for us, so that we stay safe when we're going to help the person that needs the help. So we appreciate all the work that they do, and they help coordinate things as well. So if they if the police officer arrives on scene first and he has he thinks that they need med flight or air ambulance, they'll get med flight on standby, and then they'll wait for unless they know that the patient needs med flight. Otherwise, they'll wait for the ambulance to get there and to assess, and the med flight's already on standby for us, so they can take off a little bit quicker once we realize that the patient does need they do need med flight. So they do a great job helping us coordinate the incident, that's for sure.
The other thing you may have noticed is in South Metro and in many large cities now, they have what's called emergency medical dispatch, and that's the other thing. The other reason they're asking a lot of questions. You may have noticed that she was actually instructing a person how to do CPR over the phone, so that CPR can start even before the firefighters arrive on scene.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. All right, so I have to share something from Damien from yesterday that we didn't show. So I'm going to share my screen here. And this is a recruitment, the firefighter recruitment video that Damien put together. So his TikTok.
Have you ever wanted to help someone in need, someone in an emergency? Become a firefighter or an EMT today. There are 4 kinds of firefighters: structural firefighter, an industrial firefighter, a wildlife firefighter, a military firefighter. You can become a volunteer or
It's not coming across my screen. Is it on the other one?
Can you guys see it?
No.
No?
Part-time.
Oh, shoot.
What field? You're
Okay,
fired.
thank you for letting me know. Whoops. Hold on. Figure this out. Okay, can you see the link now?
Yes, you can see the link.
Okay, I think I gotta share screen again.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Have
Here we
you
go.
ever wanted to help someone in need?
Now can you
Someone
see
in
it?
an Emergency?
Yes.
Become a
Okay.
firefighter or an EMT today. There are 4 kinds of firefighters: a structural firefighter, an industrial firefighter, a wildlife firefighter, and a military firefighter. You can become a volunteer or make it a career using full-time or part-time. What field? You're fired.
Awesome.
You. Yeah, you. Have you ever wanted to help someone in need?
All right, and we can't just show Damien's, we've got to show the rest of them too. So hold on a minute.
Although Damien, is that your mom behind you? Yeah. Are we going to see her TikTok that she did the other day while you were?
Let's see. Oh, okay. Here's Jordan's poster. So hold on 1 minute. I gotta figure out how to share it too. Jordan, you want to say anything about it? About your poster?
Sure. So I thought of like when people usually think of firefighters, they just think of like putting water on buildings and just like getting buildings all like safe or whatever. But I thought I wanted to show like a different aspect about like the animals that you can save too, because a lot of people don't really think about how like they're affected, and I thought that would just like appeal to the emotional side of people too, because I know it did for me, and these pictures are really cute. So I thought that that would be something interesting and different to show.
It is.
It is cool.
Very cool. All right. And then we have Rayanne's too. Hold on 1 minute. I will bring that up. Let's see. Okay, Rand, do you want to say anything? Let's see, how do I make it like a presentation?
It says present up in one of the corners.
What's that?
Go to the button that says present.
Oh, okay, I see it. It says present. Yep. Okay, cool. All right. And so she has this slide and then this one. Very colorful. I love that one. And this one here. Very great. Good job, you guys. That is
Awesome
absolutely, yeah,
All good.
awesome work. So each of you will get a gift card, an Amazon gift card, plus we are going to send it to, I sent it last night to our leadership team, and they're going to vote on, these are people who help us to plan the Ready Camp, but are not actually able to join us every day like this. And so, but anyway, they're going to vote. And so someone will get 2 gift cards, whoever's the winner. So stay tuned as to who is going to be the winner. And if anyone else wants to submit any, it's not too late. We can definitely take them. So if Janice or Melissa or Daniel, if any of you want to submit one, feel free to do that. So, okay.
Yeah, great job, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Damon, I see all your notes there. That's really cool. They do a lot of gaming while they're on chef, maybe some. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, tomorrow is a very, very exciting day. So John, who hasn't been with us for a while because he was having computer problems, and he actually is going to go to where we're housing our helicopter, our med flight helicopter. And so he's going to interview the team there, and hopefully, let's cross our fingers that they don't have a flight during our Zoom call and stuff. But anyway, he's going to take us there, and so you will get a look at the air flight critical care transport. So, so anyway, that will be tomorrow. Okay, at 12:30.
Can we import it?
What's that?
Are you going to Portage, MJ?
I'm not sure if he's going to Portage or Janesville. One of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the helicopter here isn't at the hospital right now. It's in Janesville because they're renovating the helipad right now. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So. All right. Anyone
guys,
have anything else to add?
Actually, I do. I'll be sending out, hopefully yet today, later on tonight maybe, another activity for you to do this week. And it's probably going to be due on Friday if I get it out today. During times of disaster, you may run out of medical supplies. And so I'm going to have you do a little scavenger hunt to put together a first aid kit of medical supplies that we may actually be using here in Ready Camp. I don't want you to go out and buy them. I want you to, or take them out of existing first aid kits. I'm going to give you some first aid supplies that you're going to have to put together, to assemble yourself from materials you can find around the house. So hopefully this afternoon yet or tonight you'll be getting this activity to work on over the course of the next couple of days. It'll be a fun one, and then hopefully we'll actually put those supplies to use.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have anything? Okay, sounds good. We'll see you tomorrow then. All right.
All right. See you guys.
Yep. Take
Stay
care,
safe.
everyone. Yep. Stay safe. Bye-bye.